Today I'm going to be discussing some of my favorite flight planning features that the G1000 provides us. The G1000 is a great tool to use to go directly to an airport, as we've kind of talked about in previous weeks, how you can just type something in, direct enter, enter, all that. In my experience, the flight planning feature is typically used in IFR flights or on an IFR flight plan, whereas the direct feature is mostly during VFR to like local airports. So the flight plan function takes the G1000 and its capabilities to the next level. Above that, just direct function. So when completing an IFR flight, we often have departure procedures to get us en route to our destination. That might involve different airways and different altitudes. We then are going to have some transitions and some sequencing, and then approaches that'll ultimately get us to our final destination. So this can be a lot to program in some avionics, or if you don't even have glass, just a lot to keep track of. And then it can also be just kind of difficult and hard to see if you do have a little bit of glass. The G1000 allows us to pretty easily plug in each phase of flight, and then it'll give us a neat, easy to read visual of our route. It's kind of shown in that picture there. You've got each waypoint on the flight plan page, and then it actually maps it out, and we'll have the route planned out and with the lines, and then each active leg will have that magenta that we're used to. Sometimes our route is changed while we're in the air, and we're asked to hold at a fix or head to a fix that wasn't initially part of the flight plan. The G1000 makes it really easy to just go in, add new waypoints to an active flight plan, and you can also delete waypoints that you're not going to be using as well. So one of my favorite things about the G1000 and the flight planning functions that it provides us is how easy it is to complete a holding pattern. So as mentioned in the previous slide, sometimes ATC will ask us to hold at a fix that wasn't planned initially. And then sometimes there's also just like a publish hold or a procedure turn that is going to allow us to sequence ourselves for an approach. So deciding how to enter a holding pattern was one of the more difficult things for me during my instrument training. It took me a little bit to just determine how to enter, whether I wanted to go teardrop, parallel, or direct. And went on an IFR flight in actual conditions falling behind the airplane because of a holding pattern, and trying to figure out how to enter was something that I was concerned about usually. Luckily, when we actually got into our airplanes and out of our simulators, we had a G1000. So being able to see exactly how to enter a hold and the route I was going to take made flying holds and approaches much easier and helped me stay ahead of the airplane. Another feature I used was the suspend key. I remember a specific example. During my check ride, the examiner put me in a hold to set up another approach, and I was able to hit the suspend key to keep me in that hold until I was ready to shoot my next approach. Not having anything to worry about, breaking a regulation, going to the wrong side, getting off course, anything like that. During that hold, thanks to the suspend key, made setting up and briefing my next approach that much easier, that much stress-free. When thinking about how the G1000 allows us to simply follow a flight plan, I can't help but think about a verse from Psalm chapter 32 that says, "I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will counsel you with my eye upon you."